Man, I just came in the house and I heard some shooting and shit in the ambulance.
Whether people have been shot, slashed, and or hit by a car over on the corner. Right now, no suspect information. They're just trying to tend to the victims. A lot of people who were here at the scene obviously were scared. People just started running, screaming from the area. Some people losing track of their children, looking for their children. So just a lot of confusion right now at this point. But LAPD is maintaining the skirmish line, trying to get people just to stay away from the area. Not a lot of people are. But Robert, if you can pan over to the scene where the bill was being held, the parking lot over there, a huge outpouring earlier tonight. You could see all the candles and the balloons and the flowers that people left behind, and then all the shattered
Police,
glass also
two
left
people
behind from all
shot
the
during the
chaos.
memorial.
So,
Damn.
lots to figure out right now. LAPD everywhere on scene, in the parking lot, here on the street,
Shooting causes
on
a
the
stampede.
corner of Crenshaw and Slauson. So a lot to figure out. LAPD's first priority right now is to make sure no one else is in danger. They're also trying to get everybody out of the area so everyone else stays safe. Also, at the same time, trying to figure out who's responsible for this. Did people actually get shot or people hit by a car on the corner? That is what they are trying to figure out right now.
Okay. You know, it's interesting. That's the inset box on the right-hand part of your screen. That's the officers that are going shoulder to shoulder through that crowd, getting people to disperse. This is what they're trying to do in Hyde Park right now, after some sort of violence erupted inside the parking lot of Nipsey Hustle's death, where he was shot and killed, police say, yesterday in front of his clothing store Sunday afternoon around 3:20. There's a young man who was believed to be killed the rapper at close range and then took off. They're looking for him in the getaway vehicle. Now it appears they will have more suspects to look for as this is happening right now here live on KCAL 9. At the scene of where Nipsey Hussle was killed, there was a memorial. There were several demonstrations there today. There was a parade at 6 o'clock. I don't know if that actually transpired or not. There was one planned against the violence. And then tonight we have this at about 10 minutes after 8, a stampede of people leaving this corner of Crenshaw and Slauson because of possibly shot maybe driving through the crowd. We're not quite sure exactly what happened. We know 2 people are injured and now police are trying to get out of there.
Stu, does it appear that people are actually leaving now?
Just saw earlier on while Rachel was still talking, describing what she was seeing. On this side of it, those officers that you see right there were taking a lot of those candles. Anybody that knows about those candles, they are basically glass that are filled with wax. People were picking them up and throwing them at those officers. We did actually see one officer get hit, but they are wearing body armor, and he took that hit pretty well. But it wasn't just 1 or 2. There was a number of those candles being thrown at those officers. You can see that parking lot now pretty much empty. The memorials have been trampled and almost dismantled by the crowds. The one thing I have to say is that, you know, we're also on Facebook, and somebody wrote, and it's just very simple, but very to the point. All these people have the right to show their respects and for Nipsey, and she just can't believe, and neither can I, that somebody would bring violence to a place where so many were trying to bring peace. And it really does kind of sum up what's going on out here. Her name is Dottie Webb, and she wrote that. But you can see right now, officers from LAPD, this is one of those scenes where it is difficult. A lot of these people are out here to show their respects, but then also there always is a couple of bad apples. Even in this crowd. Now, LAPD, they have a job to do. They have to keep the people safe. And you saw just that trampling, that mass exodus of those people in that parking lot. That is a dangerous situation. We still are trying to sort out that fluid situation of were they shot, were they injured, but in some other means. But nevertheless, whatever it was, it created that panic. And now officers from LAPD, they have to keep this area safe, and what they need to do is to move a lot of these folks out. Most, probably 80%, maybe even 90% have already left the area, but you can see a couple of them still very confrontational with the officers out here that are doing that dispersal. Right now, this is all happening on Slauson. We do know that, at least a moment ago, yes, both ambulances are still here on scene. LA City Fire paramedics don't want to push in too close because we don't know exactly the condition of the second victim, but you can see them still working down there, trying to work with that other victim, hopefully, and I mean this, is that that person is okay, and perhaps they just need some extra packaging is what they call it, before they transport that victim. 2 other ambulances have been called out here as well. LAPD working to disperse the crowd, which is now again slowly moving towards Crenshaw.
Okay, Stu, we can add something to this. Although the LAPD has not said that this is gang-related, we do know that NIPSEY Hustle made no secret of his early life in a street gang, and he actually had said not too long ago in some recent interviews that he was once in a gang or always in a gang. So we don't know if this is violence as a result of the gang or not, but that is one of the investigations that the LAPD is having.
Yeah, from the air to the ground, Rachel Kim has been on the ground updating us. Let's join her live now for another update. Rachel, what's going on where you are?
Yes, Susie and Jeff, we came closer to where the LAPD is right now. You can see a huge crowd refusing to leave. They are throwing rocks and bottles at officers right now. A very unruly crowd just refusing to leave the scene here. I got another update from a lieutenant here. He said that what we do have, he can confirm at least 6 people stabbed in all of this chaos.
Damn.
Not sure about reports of shootings or whether people were hit by cars, but he does tell us at least 6 people have been stabbed all across the scene here. As my photographer Robert is showing you, you can just see some of the chaos the police are dealing with at this point. Police, we understand some of them were also injured from the throwing of these rocks and candles. You can see that the candles have glass. They have a glass container, so when they shatter, they're going to injure someone possibly. So,
Hey, Rachel, can I ask
the
you?
intersection of Crenshaw and Slauson. Yeah.
Rachel, can I ask you, your photographer was just focused on a person who was talking to officers there. Can you hear anything about what they're saying to police officers and why they're not leaving?
What the crowd is saying to officers, they just don't want to disperse. They want to be here at the scene. They feel very strongly that, many actually have been here since the vigil, which was a couple of hours ago. So they just don't want to go. They want to stay here and pay their respects, maybe comfort one another. Maybe there's a feeling of unity with the rest of the community, but they simply don't want to go. And they are not listening to the police officers' orders at this time. So you can see that they have these skirmish lines formed, and the intersection is completely shut down at this point. So, yeah, it's quite a scene. And Robert, I want to take you over here. Robert's going to show you the mess. Check this out. This is a huge mess that people have left behind here. Look at all the candles, all the things that are being thrown. So this is a sense of what these officers are going through at this point. They're just
right on Slauson, Rachel?
Peace.
Yeah,
Yes, this is exactly. This is along Slauson, right in front of the parking lot. So you see Robert is pointing to the store where the vigil was held, and this is right outside it. So, I don't know. We were hoping that this would be peaceful. Community leaders were asking the crowd to be peaceful in all of this. Unfortunately, violence broke out, and this is what's left behind.
So let me get this straight, Rachel. I know that there's a lot of different information coming out right now. Obviously, it's a very fluid situation. A lot of different moving pieces in different areas of the
Hold up. I need to go outside. Y'all hold up. Look at all them fucking police and shit. Look. Look at all that shit. I was smoking a blunt. I was like, damn, what the fuck going on here? And I went in the house. I was like, oh, shit. gonna be a crazy ass motherfucking summer. I was wondering, I was like, damn, you know, I'm like, damn, I hear these motherfucking damn, you know, fire trucks and all this shit. And I don't know, you know, I don't know what he was shooting. No, I can't even answer that, you know what I mean? I went up there to pay my respects to Nipsey yesterday, and I went over there today and shit, you know what I'm saying? But after they put that dude picture up, the shit he calls, you know what I'm saying? When they start putting that big dude video up, I mean that his Facebook or whatever and shit. This is the result of that shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I said, stabbing. I'm like, somebody had to be on the ground. You know what I mean? Somebody had to be on the ground. When I went up there, you know what I'm saying, it was Crips, Bloods, the SAs, it was all together, you know what I'm saying, paying respects. But I'm just saying, after they put that dude picture out, shitty cuz and shit, this is the result. This is the fucking result. Hold tight.
Officers from the LAPD, they have a different type of job this evening. They have to move these people out of the area. And again, these folks are out here this evening to show respects, to hopefully to come together as a community. And to have something like this happen is devastating.
Yes, it is.
Earlier on, though, we did see the officers from LAPD taking rocks, they say rocks and bottles, but those were candles. Those were those candles, the glass candles, some that you see still there on that.
What's up, brother Tar?
Being thrown at those officers, and I know for a fact we saw one make contact with an officer, and so they were being hit by these by projectiles.
Yeah, we was just talking about it.
You know,
What's up, Suey?
Adds to the tension. It's something that we could have been avoided. Right now, though, also it just too is they were out here for a peaceful memorial for.
I have no clue. I have no clue.
And now all of that.
I don't know what that's about.
Trampled and destroyed. So it's just sad all around. It's just a way to say it. It might not be as professional as I'd like, but it is. It's just a very sad scene all around. Officers from LAPD still working down there. Conditions of these victims. That's something that we haven't even touched on yet. Very, very, very.
I have no clue. But it's a mixture of people out there, you know what I'm saying? You don't know if they tourists or, you know, I just seen a lot of, you know, the youth out there, you know. You know, people that ain't from the area. You could tell, you know what I'm saying?
We do have some breaking news. We do have some information that police are on a modified tactical alert at this corner. Kim is they're live for us.
I don't think she said nothing. I think she's still mourning.
The lieutenant again on scene. He says right now, here's the situation. The reason for the standoff you see here is because they cannot get the ambulances in or out of here. This crowd, they just simply are stuck. So
oh,
the
man.
officers are now bringing in Metropolitan Division. The officers here are
y'all gotta understand, on Crenshaw and Slauson, in the center they got the metro line in that. They're building, so they can't move over that.
More injured people that they just can't get to at this point. So he said he's not going to push the officers because the crowd outnumbers the officers right now. They're just going to stand firm until the
What's up, Brandon?
come in.
No problem. I'm gonna give y'all that, you know, that LA shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
The ambulances just can't go anywhere with the injured people inside. He still says 6 people stabbed at least right now.
6 people stabbed at least. Damn.
At Crenshaw and Slauson.
All right.
We're waiting for backup. The LAPD is waiting for backup right now.
Okay, let's go back upstairs to Stu and Dell. Looks like some new movement by the LAPD. Looks like they're walking
Man,
down the slopes.
you finna see LAPD get down.
First comment on that, and then show us the ambulances that Rachel was referring to, waiting in line there.
Well, this is one of those situations where if an officer says this is the reason why this is happening, I don't want to go directly against it, but let's start off with those added officers. It seems like most of the crowd has been moving towards the east. They moved, they started out that direction, and officers from LA.
Oh, you from the East Coast? Oh, good. You getting it first.
Basically meaning from the memorial to Crenshaw Boulevard. There is a little bit of a crowd to the west, but more officers, much more officers than other folks that are out here, the people for the vigil. But you can see the number of officers out there on Slauson. Their vehicles are still coming in, and as they rightfully need, they need a little bit of backup, some manpower as it would be. And you can see that the officers have responded. A new small battalion is making their way to this skirmish line, and the crowds have thinned, but there are still a few out here that are very defiant. As far as the ambulances being able to leave the area, there's some officers right there in the intersection. We did see one ambulance leave the scene. I'm not going to push in right there because there's still one victim on the ground down there. Crenshaw, anybody that's in this area knows that there's been a lot of construction out here, but